Hello everybody, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Alina and these are my partners Irina and Alexandra. We are students from People's Friendship University of Russia and today we'd like to present you some interesting facts about recovery in advertising industry and advertising opportunities to explore.
Okay, let's begin. The global financial downturn has had a severe effect on the advertising industry. For instance, in 2009, advertising spendings in Russia decreased almost by 22%. But crisis is over and the advertising recovery is in full swing. So, according to the analysts, the advertising industry will recover by the next year. So, that's why fresh ideas are badly needed. And now, the challenge for advertising is subduing the four elements: earth, water, fire and air.
Irina, do you mean using the images of these elements in advertisements?
No, I mean the real usage of natural resources potential.
Wow, sounds incredible! But how is it possible?
I'll explain you. The first element is earth. You know, there are different kinds of landscape, such as hills, mountains, canyons, and so on. So they give us plenty of opportunities to advertise. For example, this ambient campaign, by the way, do you know what ambient means? Nobody knows? Maybe you girls?
I don't know, and you?
I don't know either. Alina, explain it to us.
Okay, it is a placement of unusual and unexpected advertisements in unusual places, often with unconventional methods and being the first or only ad execution to do so. So, this ambient campaign was launched by Old Timer Restaurants, a leading Austrian chain of motorway rest stops. A huge poster was placed at the entrance of a tunnel on the highway that gave an impression that every vehicle going inside is disappearing to the woman's mouth on the poster. However, the advertisement was designed to give an impression that everyone can eat everything he wants to at the stop.
Wow, it is really impressive. But ad opportunities cover other elements. For example, you can also advertise on water.
Alexandra, are you sure? Do you think it can be efficient?
Yeah, absolutely sure. Here we have the best ever example of water advertising. It was a billboard of the Day After Tomorrow movie that was installed directly into the ocean in Los Angeles City during its advertising campaign in 2004. As I suppose, The Day After Tomorrow is a disaster movie that warns people of different global warming problems, and as we can see here, this idea was perfectly reflected. When we think of summer and outdoor advertising that reaches people as they are out playing on or near the water, we're inclined to think first of ads on beaches. But another important venue for reaching attention is floating billboards. They also tend to be visible from a distance, and some of them can be quite large.
So, what did we learn from such out-of-the-way advertising technologies?
Advertising on water can be done anywhere there is a body of water, meaning coastal cities and markets, by lakes, rivers, and so on.
Okay, and the next element is fire. Well, I can imagine advertisements on hills and mountains, rivers and lakes, but how is it possible to advertise with the help of fire? Do you mean billboards on fire?
Of course no. Well, fire advertising may seem to be dangerous, but it really attracts people and makes them be interested in the advertised good. For example, for the launch of new Heinz hot and spicy ketchup with Tabasco in Israel, a company created a live fire billboard. The slogan was "Spicy as fire." Looks impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
It's really impressive.
Another example is the company Zippo, who placed its windproof lighters on Singapore taxis to prove the quality of their product. I need to add that that advertising campaign was very efficient. But very few companies dare to use fire in their advertising, mainly because it's of course very dangerous. But if a company is enough responsible, has required opportunities and enough courage, it will create 100% memorable advertising, and everyone will discuss its product.
Well, and the last element, but not the least, is air. Irina, do you know how to reach outdoor audience?
Maybe air balloon advertising?
No, girls, think bigger. Air balloon is out of date advertising. I mean sky typing and sky billboard. The purpose of sky typers is to provide a unique, compelling and cost-effective medium that we can call sky billboards for outdoor opportunities to reach mass markets.
But air advertising is already used, and the challenge for the further future is space.
Oh, sounds like science fiction. Is it really possible?
Oh yes, Alina. I can tell you that NASA is planning to make space assets available for commercial advertising and marketing opportunities to fund some of their programs. They also believe that space advertising could be one way in which NASA elevates its current visibility among typical Americans. Anyway, space advertising could take many forms.
Irina, would you be so kind to give us some examples?
Of course. For example, a company could sponsor a space camera placed on International Space Station that could be accessed by classrooms all over the world for educational purposes. Or a logo of a company could be placed on a rocket or an astronaut's clothing.
Oh, that's amazing. I hope this kind of advertising will be much more popular in the nearest future. Well, in conclusion, I can say that great ads have one thing in common. They tell things. Things like services, ideas, products or lifestyles. If they don't do this directly, they are memorable enough to influence consumers at the time he or she makes a purchase. And recovery gave us plenty of opportunities to advertise and to find new ways of advertising. So if you are interested in the topic of our presentation, you can find a lot of information here. And that leads us to the end of our presentation. Thank you for your attention.